In the bustling heart of London, Clara Spencer, a highly trained and skilled nanny, lived a life dedicated to her profession. Known for her expertise and unwavering dedication, Clara worked for the prestigious Royal Nanny Agency. One crisp autumn morning, she received an urgent and confidential assignment to become the new nanny for the young heirs of the royal family. Clara arrived at the grand Buckingham Palace, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and anxiety. She was greeted by the stern but kind-hearted head of the royal household, Mrs. Hastings. "Welcome, Miss Spencer. Your charge will be Princess Sophie and Prince Edward. They are lively and intelligent children, but their previous nanny left abruptly, so they may be a bit wary." Clara met the children in the palace gardens. Princess Sophie, a bright-eyed girl of 8, and her younger brother, Prince Edward, a mischievous 5-year-old, were initially distant. Clara understood their hesitation and decided to approach them gently. "Hello, Your Highnesses. I'm Clara. I hope we can be friends," she said with a warm smile. Sophie looked at her curiously. "Can you tell us stories?" Edward, hiding behind his sister, peeked out. "And play games?" Clara nodded. "Of course. I know many stories and fun games." Over the next few days, Clara won the children's trust with her patience, kindness, and creativity. She told them captivating tales of knights and dragons, played imaginative games, and even taught them how to bake cookies in the royal kitchen. As Clara settled into her role, she noticed a handsome stranger frequently visiting the palace. He was always impeccably dressed and carried an air of authority. One evening, while the children were asleep, Clara saw him in the library, examining a collection of old maps. "Good evening," Clara greeted, curiosity piqued. The man looked up, his eyes meeting hers. "Good evening. I'm Lord James, the royal advisor." Clara introduced herself, and they struck up a conversation. She learned that James was not only the royal advisor but also a close family friend. His intelligence and dedication to the royal family impressed her, and she found herself looking forward to their encounters. Weeks turned into months, and Clara's bond with the children grew stronger. They adored her, and she became a beloved figure in the palace. Her interactions with Lord James also became more frequent. They shared many late-night conversations, discovering shared interests and values. One winter afternoon, Clara took the children to Hyde Park for ice skating. To her surprise, James joined them. His presence made the day even more enjoyable. As they skated, Clara noticed how gentle and attentive James was with the children. It warmed her heart. Later, as they walked back to the palace, James confessed, "Clara, I've seen many nannies come and go, but none have connected with the children like you have. You have a special gift." Clara blushed. "Thank you, James. They are wonderful children. It's easy to love them." James smiled. "And what about the rest of us? Do you find it easy to love the rest of us too?" Clara laughed, a soft, musical sound. "Some more than others, perhaps." Just as Clara felt truly at home in the palace, a crisis struck. The Queen fell seriously ill, and the entire royal household was thrown into turmoil. Clara's priority was to keep the children safe and comforted, shielding them from the worst of the anxiety and uncertainty. One evening, as she read a bedtime story to Sophie and Edward, the door creaked open and James entered, looking exhausted. "Clara, may I have a word?" She tucked the children in and followed James into the hallway. His face was etched with worry. "The Queen's condition is critical. The King is beside himself. We need to ensure the children remain calm and unaware of the severity of the situation." Clara nodded. "I'll do everything I can." During this difficult time, Clara and James grew even closer. They leaned on each other for support, finding solace in their shared dedication to the royal family. One evening, as they walked in the moonlit gardens, James took Clara's hand. "Clara, I've come to care for you deeply. Your presence here has been a blessing, not just for the children but for me as well." Clara's heart raced. "James, I feel the same way. But our responsibilities—" James interrupted. "Our responsibilities are important, but so are our hearts. We can find a way to be together, to support each other through whatever comes." As spring blossomed, the Queen's health began to improve, bringing relief and joy to the palace. Clara continued to care for Sophie and Edward, and her relationship with James flourished. They shared dreams of a future together, balancing their duties with their growing love. One sunny afternoon, the royal family hosted a garden party to celebrate the Queen's recovery. Clara watched with pride as the children played happily, their laughter filling the air. James approached her, a twinkle in his eye. "Clara, there's something I want to ask you," he said, dropping to one knee. "Will you marry me?" Clara's eyes filled with tears of joy. "Yes, James. Yes, I will." The palace erupted in applause and cheers as James slipped a beautiful ring onto Clara's finger. Their love story had blossomed amidst the grandeur and challenges of royal life, proving that even in the most unlikely places, love can flourish. Clara and James were married in a grand ceremony attended by family and friends. The children, Sophie and Edward, served as flower girl and ring bearer, beaming with happiness. The palace was filled with joy and celebration. Clara continued her role as the royal nanny, but now with a new title, Lady Clara. She and James balanced their royal duties with their personal lives, creating a harmonious blend of love, loyalty, and responsibility. Together, they built a life filled with love, laughter, and purpose, forever grateful for the serendipitous journey that had brought them together. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more heartwarming stories.